All right, we've got Jessica Hamilton, the CFO of ActiveProspect, with us today. Today's topic is how to give investors meaningful data. Jessica, you are hopefully enjoying a blue moon over there. Wonderful. We were talking earlier, Blue Moon is actually out of Golden, Colorado, and it is golden in Colorado right now with all the aspen trees and the yellow leaves everywhere. So it's a great time to enjoy a blue moon. And so, Jessica, let me tell our audience that ActiveProspect has grown by 65% in 2021. That's accelerated growth. Congratulations, and you continue to accelerate. You have 160 employees. And Jessica is a member of the CFO Leadership Council. That organization is always pumping out great content for finance executives and CFOs. So how to give investors meaningful data is the discussion today. And ActiveProspect received a growth investment from Elms in 2020. And Elms, by the way, invests in growth B2B software businesses like ActiveProspect. Jessica, what can CFOs expect when they partner with a PE firm? That was the first private equity investment that you had experience with. And so tell us how your role changed, and then how did you give those investors meaningful data?
Yeah, absolutely. A great question. And it's been wonderful with the Elms family and the partners over there. And so before the investment, we had to deliver quite a bit of data. And so we worked hard to be able to do that, even to be able to have our Series A with Elms. But then after the investment, even more data was expected out of the group. And now almost 3 years later, I can say that the amount of data that we're able to give to Elms and collaborate on to really measure the business has just grown. I mean, at least tripled from the amount of data we had available at the beginning. So they have really helped us to really dive down. We offer at ActiveProspect 3 separate products. So for us, being able to drill down by product to understand, what is happening with revenue growth and our investment for each. We have a couple of different channels of how we sell our software. So whether it's direct sales or self-service or product-led growth, there are different metrics involved. And so Elms has really helped us to dive down into our business model and to come up with those metrics that really help us move the business forward. So our current data stack and what we report on has grown exponentially over the last 3 years.
And so tell me a little bit more, it's been an interesting environment for you since the last time you and I were together in person a couple of years ago. You guided ActiveProspect through uncertain times, right? And we've got some, turbulent waters that we're trying to sail through right now. So can you tell me if there were any critical KPIs, especially for a SaaS business like yours, any critical KPIs that help guide your business through uncertainty?
Yeah, definitely. So, and that's changed too. So at the beginning of our investment in 2020, the pandemic had just hit, but there was still this emphasis on ARR growth, and honestly, almost at ARR growth at all costs. And so for 2020, we were really laser focused on just growing ARR and not really focusing much on the bottom line or a lot of maybe our sales efficiency metrics. Now we have a much more balanced approach. So of course, we're still focused on ARR growth, but we're also equally focused on the Rule of 40. So making sure that the amount of money that we lose each year or make and our ARR growth rate continues to be really balanced, because we want to have capital efficient growth. That's actually one of our objectives as a company, is to keep growing in a capital efficient way. And Rule of 40 is really a way for us to measure that. So while we don't beat ourselves up for not hitting the Rule of 40, because we do have that strong ARR growth, we keep it in mind. We monitor it, we check it just as a sanity check for ourselves to say, are we being prudent with our spending, and are we pulling back when we need to or accelerating when we need to? So Rule of 40 and accompanied with ARR growth has been really big for our business. The third one that comes to mind over the years, especially when you get your first round of financing, there's always a desire to put it to work, put it in, especially into sales and marketing or into product development, put it to work. And so for us, we did a lot of investing in sales and marketing and product. And so how you can measure that investment. So CAC, customer acquisition cost, CAC payback period, has been another important metric for us. For an industry average for our size of companies is about 18 months, and ActiveProspect is actually closer to a 13-month payback period. So that feels really good to see, okay, we've been investing in sales and marketing initiatives and they're actually paying off. and they're paying off better than our industry average. And so for that, it makes you feel really good as a CFO, like go ahead and sign off on those growth initiatives because you do have that KPI to measure it to make sure that it's working. So for us, it's been the last 3 years all about ARR growth, balancing with the rule of 40 to make sure we're still being prudent with our spending, but then also focusing on our CAC payback period so that we can make sure that with our aggressiveness, that once again, we're seeing that ROI. So those are the 3 that really come to mind with that.
Jessica, every time we talk, I learn something new. I really do. And this was great, thought leadership and intelligence for the SaaS community that might be watching and investors that invest in SaaS businesses. And everyone, you can catch Jessica in an upcoming CFO Leadership Council panel discussion, and she will be talking with her panel about dealing with talent shortages and the retention issues, which we're all dealing with. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Jessica, for joining me, and we'll see everyone next time on Beer with the CFO.
Thank you, Bridget. Cheers.